You ever heard of DARPA? There's these sky laser beams and they want to burn down all of LA for some reason. And as he was leaving, he just turns and he said something like, did you know that they all started at the exact same time? And something to do with connected underground tunnels. What do you even say back to that? I just went, crazy, right? And I guess in my mind, true. Weird but wonderful, a journey into the minds of strange people doing oh so strange things. I'm James, you're you. Each week on this show, we wade into the waters of the human psyche, from cult leaders to Craigslist creeps, trying to figure out what drives people to act on the weirdest parts of themselves and whether any of us are really as normal as we think. TLDR, spoilers. No, we're all kind of fucking weird, but that's cool. You know, that's cool, weirdo. Thank you for being here. We're going to get into a bunch of different topics today. Shout out to the people on Instagram at One Weird Podcast who voted on the poll. Deep dives versus multiple topics. I appreciate you. Go over to the socials. Follow along if you want to be part of the culture community that we're building over there. Not a cult. But hey, shut up, all right? And strap in. Go get your leather jacket, your Doc Martens, and let's about to do some kickflips, because we're talking about a recent international study that set out to answer a question really that I think has plagued humanity since forever. And that is, what makes someone cool? And do people around the world agree on it? Well, researchers said, hold my beer, because we're going to fucking find out. And they surveyed nearly 6,000 people across 12 countries, which I personally don't think is a big enough sample size for us to really get at the core of cool. But I think we're going to scratch the surface. And this was from Australia to Turkey, US, Germany, India, China, Nigeria, South Africa. Participants were asked to think of someone that they knew who was cool, not cool, good or not good, and then describe that person's traits and values. The results let the team compare coolness to general likability and morality. Cool, not cool, good and not good? Sorry, I'm just trying to think who's on my list there. Cool. The archetype of cool, that's got to be Keanu. Like, if we're going famous faces, you know, recognizable names, the pinnacle of cool's got to be Keanu. The dude, bit of a babe, movie star, motorbikes, makes his own motorbikes. Did you know that? Hot. And then there was that whole thing about like the Matrix, where he gave a bunch of money. I think he was on a deal that got money from the back end or whatever, and he gave a ton of that to the special effects people. So, good guy Keanu, cool guy Keanu. Can I put him in two categories? I just think that's a weird, like, if I get a survey that was like cool, not cool, good or not good, I just find that a little bit confusing. And I don't know how we'd get at the core of cool at that. But again, I'm not one of these researchers. Merely reading the findings and confused by them. The findings showed remarkable consistency. Oh, shit. All right. Shut the fuck up, me. Again, the loyal listener will know if I just shut my fucking mouth and kept reading, we'd sort of get to it. But across cultures, cool people were described as, okay, let's check this off, see how we're doing. Extroverted. I'm a fucking massive introvert, so I'm off on that one. Hedonistic, adventurous, open, powerful, and autonomous. These traits held steady, whether in the US, South Korea, Spain, or South Africa. So, you're probably itching to know my stats on this one. Let's find out. Am I cool? Let's see. Let's get our little notepad here, my sticky pad. First one, extroverted. No. I'm going to put an X there. Hedonistic. Love some hedonism. I don't know if I would necessarily consider myself hedonistic, but I'm pro-hedonism, so I'm going to say, yeah. That might be a gimme. Adventurous, definitely not. I'm a fucking homebody. Play along at home, and the poll obviously will be on the socials at One Weird Podcast. Go follow along at Instagram. Let me know how fucking cool you are. You're probably crushing me on this one, to be honest. I'm 1 for 3. Open. I'm pretty open, I guess. Yeah, I do this show. I'm telling you right now about how much of a fucking loser I am, okay? Does that prove my openness? Yes. And does it circle me back around to being cool? We don't know yet. Let's find out. What else? Powerful. I don't know if I'd consider myself powerful, so I'm going to have to put an X there. And the last one, autonomous. Damn, dude, I got a tick there. I'm at 50%. What does that mean? No. If I'm at 50%, oh God. I don't like consulting AI, you know, but it's a study, so, you know, we're doing sort of our own research as well. Let's copy the study into here, and let's say I'm 3 out of 6, right? Hedonistic. Feels weird. I'm pro-hedonism, so I would say yes. I'm open and I'm autonomous doing this show. Do you see anyone else around here forcing me to do it? Not on camera, at least. Okay, so I'm 3 out of 6. Where does that put me on the coolness spectrum, I guess? All right, this is where I land, apparently. Hedonistic. You chase pleasure and enjoyment, which is central to coolness. Think of people who lean into life instead of hiding from it. Ooh. Ooh, I just meant sort of like drugs and parties and stuff. I like drugs and parties. But sure, we'll take it. I guess we might be... It's not conclusive. It's not conclusive, the results. Open, curiosity and trying new things. A very strong, cool markers across every culture, okay. Autonomous, maybe the most important of all 6. Oh shit, okay. Doing things your own way is practically the heartbeat of being cool. According to AI, I have the heartbeat of cool. So you've already got the backbone of coolness in place. If we frame it like a scale, you're not at the very top. This holds you back from the full package, damn. But you're solidly above average, likely in the cool to some, not universally cool bracket. Could have worded that softer if I'm completely honest. Okay, and then it just tells me in detail what I'm missing. Okay, let's skip to ChatGPT's blunt take. You're already cool by values and mindset, the stuff that makes people admire and respect someone beyond surface level. But if you wanted to climb higher on the spectrum, it'd mean dialing up visibility and social impact, taking more risk, making your curiosity loud, and leveraging charisma and presence so others feel it. I hate how fucking glazy ChatGPT and these fucking AI tools are. You know what I mean? I need to like get in there and like tweak the settings and be like, just burn me, dude. You know what I mean? Hey, you're the heartbeat of... Shut the fuck up. So I guess the takeaway, I think I lose some points for using ChatGPT there. So I think I fall just under 50%. So how'd you do? Let me know. oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com or at One Weird Podcast on the socials. Where'd you end up? You know, how cool are you on the coolness spectrum? We figured out where I'm at. Not very cool, but, you know, hopefully you stick with me until the end of this episode. Thank you so much for being here. And this is like charity work because like you're hanging out with like, you know, someone who's below 50%. So I appreciate your charity. Let's get back to it. Historically, hey, enough about me. Let's get back to it. Historically, cool was seen as emotional restraint, calm, composed, unbothered. Jazz musicians in the 1940s popularized this image and corporations later commercialized it. Don't they love to do that? Today, however, coolness reflects a psychological profile rather than a style or attitude. The research also revealed important distinctions. Being cool and being good are not the same. Traits like kindness, calmness, and conscientiousness were linked more to being good than being cool. All right, dude. How are we not seeing like kindness and conscientiousness as not being cool? It's pretty cool. I'm not the authority on that though, am I? Because I'm under 50%. So don't take it. Just listen to the study, please. Okay. If you do what I'm saying, I'm going to bring your fucking numbers down. I'm going to fuck it up for you. So sorry. In South Africa, coolness was especially separated from goodness, while in Nigeria, individuality was not seen as cool, suggesting cultural differences in how autonomy is valued. Okay. Why does this matter? Because coolness seems to serve a shared social function. People who are seen as cool are often the ones who innovate, take risks, and influence others. They shape what's cool and desirable, signaling that they're ahead of the curve. Okay. So ahead of the curvedness is also pretty cool. The main takeaway, coolness isn't about wealth or fame. It's about living with openness, courage, and authenticity. If you're adventurous, curious, and true to yourself, chances are someone somewhere sees you as cool. And that was from the side post. These 6 traits are the essence of cool, according to new psychology research. So, you want to be open, you want to have courage, you want to live authentically, you got to be adventurous, you got to be curious, you got to be cool to yourself, true to yourself, cool to yourself. If you're true to yourself, you're cool to yourself. That's what we say here at We're Wonderful. But yeah, let me know how you did. Where do you shake out on the cool spectrum? Did you do better than me? Did you do worse than me? Are you a 2 for 6? Are you a 6 for 6? If you're a 6 for 6, definitely send me a message. I got to know who's a 6 for 6 on the cool spectrum. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was this study about research supporting rabbit hole conspiratorial thinking. You know how people are like, I went down a rabbit hole last night on what's even like a conspiracy theory that's out right now. Let's find out together. Come with me on a journey through time and craziness. What are the top 5 conspiracies in 2025? Chemtrails, yeah, that's, an old one. False flags, yeah, QAnon. Directed energy weapon wildfire theories. As wildfires tore through parts of the US, people theorized that they were triggered by beams from the sky, not forest fires. Agencies debunked it completely, attributing the fires to normal causes like power lines and dryness. I like that. And I mean, this is what we're going to get into. This is the rabbit hole that people go down. I remember even there was a time actually where I was getting, and because I work from home, blah, 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 and I was getting an office chair delivered, and part of it, they like build it for you for like $10. Yes, please. Absolutely. And I remember after, just apropos of nothing, after the guy got done, he wasn't a chatty dude. When people come around, you want to make them feel comfortable. You want to have a chit chat with them or whatever. And yeah, this guy, he wasn't very chatty. And then I think I maybe had like Philip DeFranco on in the background on the TV or something. And at the time, it was the whole LA wildfire thing. And as he was leaving, he just turns and he said something like, did you know that they all started at the exact same time? And something to do with connected underground tunnels. Just getting into like the specifics of how suspicious it all was. And what do you even say back to that? I just went crazy, right? And I guess in my mind, true. Your position on that, I thought probably was crazy, but I wasn't directing it at him. Crazy, right? I also had a guy back in like the throes of the pandemic, right? Mid-cove. The management of the building that we were in at the time had changed hands, and it was a different guy and his wife who were managing it. And they were huge COVID conspiracy theorists, massive anti-vaxxers. And it was just like really uncomfortable to deal with. And he would always just in passing, because we had to deal with him for like maintenance stuff or whatever, and never masked up, always yapping about different conspiracy theories, how he doesn't buy it, it's all a hoax. And meanwhile, I'm just like, you know, other side of the room, like, yeah, for sure. For sure. Like a mask though, or cool, dude. All right. No. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. at my door to talk about the air conditioning. Cool. Anyway, yeah, the wildfires tearing through the US. It is weird that a lot of the conspiracy theories will jump to something far more outlandish than just what makes sense in reality. Like, oh, it's a dry area, some fires started, you know? Like, what did they say? The agencies debunked it, attributing it to power lines and dryness. You know what I mean? And that makes sense. No, dude. You ever heard of DARPA? There's these sky laser beams, and they want to burn down all of LA for some reason. Okay, dude. But anyway, I digress, and let's get back to it. New research supports the rabbit hole model of conspiratorial thinking. We have a new study published in the European Journal of Social Psychology, providing evidence that believing in one conspiracy theory can slightly increase the likelihood of believing in others over time. It's a conspiracy domino effect. I also love the picture on this article, guy in a tinfoil hat with, why do they put the little dick on the top? I'm not sure what it is. I'll put a picture up. Apologies, audio listeners. It's a guy with tinfoil hat and there's like a dick on the top of his head. Anyway, are they dickheads? oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know. While the effects were small, the findings support a long-standing theory that some people may develop interconnected systems of conspiratorial thinking where one belief helps reinforce the others. For sure. Insert Always Sunny graphic, Charlie figuring out Pepe Silva. Thank you. Just an editor's note to me in the future. James, thank you so much. Appreciate your work. Hey, positive self-talk, okay? We're working on it. Everyone right now, take a second, say something nice about yourself. You're doing good work today. That's what you're saying to you. I'm not saying that about me. I am saying it about positive self-talk. James, you're doing good work today. And now you say your one? Fuck yeah, dude. All right, let's get back to it. Although previous studies had shown that people who believe in one conspiracy theory tend to believe in others, there was little direct evidence about how these beliefs developed over time. One influential theory proposed by psychologist Ted Goertzel in 1994 suggested that conspiracy beliefs could form a closed system where each belief supports and amplifies the others. You let that first domino fall, it's a slippery slope, okay? It's not looking good for you. I heard there's gremlins in the drains, and that's why all the pipes are rusty. And that's why they got to put the fluoride in the water because of the drain gremlins. And then that becomes a whole big thing. This model has been widely cited, but its central claim that believing in one conspiracy theory increases the likelihood of adopting others had not been tested in a way that could establish causality. To address this gap, a group of researchers from institutions in New Zealand, Australia, shout out, the United Kingdom and Germany conducted 2 extensive longitudinal studies to examine how beliefs in various conspiracy theories influence each other over time. In the first study, 498 people from Australia and New Zealand were surveyed each month for 7 months. They rated their agreement with 10 common conspiracy theories, such as 9/11 being an inside job, fluoride in the water controlling minds, or COVID-19 vaccines containing microchips. Forgot about that one. Microchips in the COVID-19 vaccines. I have 2 very distinct memories from COVID. One being the first time that I thought I had COVID and I had to go to a hospital to do a test, and it was full like zombie movie vibes. It was all of these people just lined up in like a car park. Doctors wearing, you know, just fully decked out. We've got the face shields on. They got the full, like, everything covered, you know, like they're dealing with the plague. And just a snaking line of people coughing, which felt like, hey, if I don't have it, this is ground zero. This is where I'm getting it. You know what I mean? This is the scene in the movie where the husband and wife and the child are trying to cross through the border onto the other side, and they're like scanning them for the zombie thing. And I get the boop, 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 and it comes up like the red flashing square, like, oh, he's fucked. And then my wife and kid get to go through, and then I probably get thrown into the crowd. I try to clamber over the fence and get shot. Just to fully play out that scenario for you. But yeah, fluoride controls our minds, and COVID has chips. The researchers used a statistical model designed to track changes within the same individual over time. They found that small increases in belief in one conspiracy were often followed by small increases in others. The effects were tiny, just fractions of a point on a 5-point scale, but consistent. So you stack that up. Okay, compounding interest, it's not just good for knowledge, wealth, money. Bad things can compound too, okay? Do you believe that there was a microchip in your vaccine? Damn, dude, that's gonna compound, you know? And then the next one, this water tastes a little fluoride-y. That kind of vibe. Oh yeah, the other crazy COVID thing was when I got my first vaccine, and that also felt like a zombie outbreak thing. Because it was in like the exhibition center, entertainment center. I can never remember which one's which. And just like these little like tent kind of things all set up, and you had to go through this whole thing, and then you get like a number, and then you stand in the line, and then you get called into a tent, and then again, it's just you and a face shield person, and then they like jab ya, and then you had to go wait in a chair for 10 minutes to like make sure you didn't mutate, I guess, and start 28 days later. Shouts out to anyone who watched 28 years later. Ooh, not canon for me. I'm just going to say that. 28 days later? Yes. 28 weeks later? Yes. 28 years later? Ooh, you lost me. Not canon. Okay, thank you so much. The jimmies at the end. Oh, dude, I can't. Okay, anyway, let's focus, please. To confirm the findings, the team ran a second pre-registered study with 980 participants from the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Why are we being tested, you know? I wonder which country is the most conspiratorial in their thinking. We already know who number one is. We're talking about who the rest are, okay? I don't even need to say who the first country is. You already know. Over 13 months, I'm so sorry, I'm so distracted. Over 13 months, participants rated 11 conspiracy theories, including that climate change is a hoax, or that the pandemic was used to restrict freedoms. The results again showed small but consistent positive effects. Belief in one conspiracy made later belief in others slightly more likely. They do say careful what you pay attention to, you know? The researchers stressed that these effects were statistically significant but very small. Compounding interest. Most people's beliefs remain fairly stable, suggesting that falling down the rabbit hole of conspiratorial thinking happens gradually, if at all. Damn, dude. You got to be careful about that first domino, you know? Believe in a positive conspiracy theory. Are there positive ones? We'll look that up, never mind. There are limitations. Time-varying factors such as political events or new information could have influenced results, and the surveys relied on self-reporting, which may not always reflect genuine belief. Some people may exaggerate or joke in their answers, distorting the data. Yeah, I think that that movie In Fabric, where the dress gets possessed by someone and kills people, I think that's real. Even so, the studies were carefully designed, pre-registered, and made fully open to encourage replication. The main takeaway: believing one conspiracy theory doesn't guarantee a downward spiral, but it can slightly increase the odds of adopting others over time. Guys, we have to be careful. We have to be careful what Conspiracies. Let's see. What are some positive conspiracy theories? oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com or at oneweirdpodcast. What conspiracy theory do you actually believe? What's one that you're not convinced isn't untrue? Did that make sense? You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. I wanted to see if there were any positive conspiracy theories. None of these results are positive so far. What is this? Instead of aliens experimenting on us, the positive take is governments know extraterrestrials exist and are already helping humanity advance. Technology leaks, nuclear de-escalation, etc. The hopeful angle is that Earth isn't alone and we've got cosmic allies. Okay. Why would they give a shit? You know? If you're some advanced alien species, why would you care? You know? Secret societies guiding for good? Usually Illuminati talk is negative, but there's a softer version where there is a hidden group making sure humanity doesn't destroy itself, nudging us away from extinction, collapse, or authoritarian takeovers. A shadow government of kindness. Okay. Well, whoever's running that show, I think, has been on vacation for a little while. Guys, let's get this cabal secret government organization back together. Okay? We're asleep at the wheel on this one. Did someone get fired who was in charge of nudging us away from extinction? Someone forget the code? We can't like get into the accounts anymore? What's happening? Simulation theory is a positive. If life is a simulation, the hopeful conspiracy is that it's designed by benevolent beings as a learning experience or training ground. And when we die, we wake up and go, oh, damn, that was wild. Let's run it back. What the fuck? Comforting for people who fear death or meaninglessness. None of these are positive. What's happening? Mandela effect is a proof of the multiverse. Instead of being terrifying, it could mean reality is flexible and we can shift between better outcomes. The positive side, maybe we're constantly moving towards timelines where humanity survives and thrives. Did the meaning of the word optimistic change? What happened? UFO cover-ups as protection. The theory is that the government hides alien contact, not to keep us weak, but to prevent mass panic, protect cultural stability, and prepare us gradually. The benefit is that humanity avoids chaos while being shepherded towards eventual contact in a safe way. Okay. Fake moon landing as a Cold War bluff. Hidden cures being withheld until society's ready. Okay, I think the proof of a multiverse existing is that we're currently in one where positive doesn't mean what it used to mean. So that's good because we're in the positive one, but positive means bad. Be careful what you think, okay? Be careful what you buy into and believe, all right? But we could end on a positive. Surprising brain clues predict when inspiration will hit. A new study from UC Merced? Here's how I'll fudge it. A new study from UC Merced has shown that the brain leaves detectable traces of creativity minutes before an aha moment. By filming mathematicians solving difficult problems, researchers discovered that behavior becomes immeasurably less predictable just before a breakthrough. Okay, he's locked in right here. Yeah. E does equal MC square. Yeah. All right, that's a lot of parentheses on there. Oh, he's losing it. Aha! See? That's how it happens. Just when you think you're fucking it up, you're on the precipice of inspiration hitting or something very bad. So be discerning, judge. Context clues are very important. The work published in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences recorded 6 PhD-level mathematicians as they tackled problems from the William Lowell Putnam Mathematical Competition. They documented over 4,600 interactions with chalkboards, writing, pointing, erasing, and shifting attention. In the minutes before, a mathematician exclaimed, "Aha!" Their behavior patterns grew less predictable, breaking from familiar sequences into novel connections. I don't know why I personally have a problem with if you are on the precipice of an aha moment or you did have an aha moment. It's the term aha moment that I just don't like and we need a new name for. Not the eureka moment. I also don't like that one. This is, hey, when you've got the microphone, you can have grievances with random things of your choosing. Epiphany I like. Anyway. Oh, what has this become? You know? Using measures from information theory, the researchers confirmed that this unpredictability reliably increased before insights occurred. They described it as similar to critical transitions in physics and ecology, where systems show fluctuations before a major shift. Though tested in mathematics, the method could apply to other fields where thought unfolds in visible steps such as chemistry, design, or art. The authors suggest this approach could deepen understanding of creativity's microdynamics and potentially allow scientists to anticipate breakthroughs in real time. I'm just trying to think of what the benefit of that would be. Like being able to anticipate the breakthrough in real time. Is it just that someone's like just about to give up on what they're doing and they're like, keep going. The data shows. You're alarmingly close. He's getting real loopy out there. Keep going. You're close to something here. Now, if we could understand how to get to aha moments, that's probably what this, research would lead to, and that's why I think defer to the experts, don't get my personal take on this one, that's probably why you should defer to the experts. Yeah. And that's going to do it for this episode. Do you see what I did there? Tied it back in. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. If you've got any weird but wonderful news, articles, snippets, stories, findings, tales of your own, shoot me an email, oneweirdpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to keep up to date with me, you can find me at MyPixelPersona on Instagram and TikTok, at OneWeirdPodcast on Instagram and TikTok for the show. Subscribe to the YouTube. Come get yourself the video version of this show each and every time one goes up. Also getting alarmingly close to having the next Scream video up as well. Can you believe that it only took a year? YouTube.com/@weirdbutwonderful. Here's because I work in marketing, here's a tip for you. Don't disparage your own work when you're plugging it for people to come check out. Learn from my mistakes. Chuck a rating or review on iTunes and Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. It helps people like you find the show. It helps us grow what we're doing here. And before you get out of here, this is editing James here. My recording cut off. I'm not sure why. I just wanted to say thanks for coming and hanging out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to episode 97. And I think you should do something crazy. Conspiratorial even. And come back for episode 98. And I'll see you next time.